And we're back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dark Phoenix Gaming, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins with Arianne Tabris. So, the last couple of episodes were just sort of me taking some time out to read codex entries because of the fact that I haven't done that at all, and I'd been planning to, and we'd built up a stupid backlog of them. So we had a couple of stupid long episodes of reading the codex entries. Anyways, the last thing in the actual story was we'd been approached by the various dignitaries of the contenders to Orzamar's throne, because, if you remember, they have a bit of a succession crisis going on right now. And Balin and Haramont, people both want our support in getting their preferred candidate on the throne. Now, this is the point at which I'm going to have to actually break the roleplay a little bit, because in-game, so far, from the perspective of what's been presented in the dialogue and things, Arianne has no reason to think particularly well or poorly of one or the other, to be honest. So, I'm forced to use out-of-game knowledge here to justify my decision, which I really wanted to avoid, but there wasn't anything in any of the codex entries that particularly tells you anything about them, but the best I can justify this is that from hearsay and talking to people on the street, she might have heard some more stuff about Balin. But essentially, from my out-of-game knowledge, just to distinguish between the two of them, Haramont is generally a bit of a nice sort of person and a decent fellow, but he's also a traditionalist, meaning he supports the dwarven caste system of the nobles are nobles, the merchants are merchants, and the casteless being casteless is totally fine, kind of thing. Whereas Balin was accused of being responsible for his father's death, potentially by poison, and one of his brothers, potentially the other, although you don't hear anything about the other sibling for the simple reason that, well, that other sibling is who the player character is if you start with the dwarf noble origin. Anyways, Balin is more of a reformer and wants to change things, but he's also more of an extremist, so neither of the two are really great choices, but overall, I'll take the reformer who wants to, as the name suggests, reform the strict caste system, but also may or may not have engaged in fratricide over the nice traditionalist. This too is just probably going to try to appease all the nobles. Because, quite frankly, we put Haramont on that throne. Once he dies, I bet we'll be back in the same situation for Orzammar all bloody over again. So, we are going to be backing Balin, in case that wasn't clear. So, over here is Lady Dace, who we need to have a word with about these documents, which are apparently forged. So, Haramont's deal was slightly less shady than we were led to believe, as we found out from the Shaperate.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's
But
talking
still, we're going with it. You might want to look at these papers.
Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it.
Well, where is he? I'll bring him these notes.
He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient tide. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
And how would I know where to find him?
He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
Yes, I'll leave right away.
So Balin's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
More so, I need you people to have a king, and I need troops to go fight. The Darkspawn beside me. And also on the whole Balin note.
2 years tomorrow. By
Hold that thought.
holy sodding ancestors. How can you people just ignore that?
Bronca didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
Okay, what the fuck was that?
Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Sorry, barely warrior caste? What do you mean by that?
Well, he killed Lord Mino's youngest son in a duel to first blood. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the deep roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
And Bronca, that was that. I believe we've heard that name mentioned a few times before. Some Smith or something.
The only paragon in the last 4 generations. Quite an honor for a girl from the Smith caste.
And why did Bronca go into the deep roads then? If paragons are as important as everyone says, that seems a little bizarre.
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked if found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
Charming. Well, I should get going.
If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
Right. I'll get right on that. Mr. Nug Wrangler, man, we have one for you.
Go on, I'm out of the Nug game. Got nothing to sell.
We got a Nug for you.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Nice. We can just do the Nug delivery thing a bit. Which would seem that's no longer a thing that we get quest markers for.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia is not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Oh, that does not sound good. Like, I'd better go in and make sure this doesn't turn ugly.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well, looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
Well, that sounded like a threat to me.
Are you going to make your donation to the Stranger Safety Fund? Or do I have to show you how dangerous Orzammar is?
Take a good look. Do you really want to start this?
Whoa, whoa. All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
Smart choice. Smart choice.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
Those thugs mentioned a Jarvia. What do you know about this?
I've never met her, of course. They say she never leaves Dusttown. That's the older area of the city where the casteless congregate. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin died, they're getting bolder. They used to be a problem only in Dusttown, but now they're in the commons, shaking honest men down for coin. A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Orzammar these days. They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
Yes, this caste divide is deep indeed.
These casteless, they're all the same. Beggars, thugs, and murderers, everyone. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm grateful for your help, but I don't think we have any more to talk about.
Sure, I'll come back if I feel like spending some money here. Not now, though. Now, we have a Nug.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. But there's more out there.
There you go. Now, we also stop by to give Brother Burkle the good news that he can open his chantry.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
Well, he's agreed to let you hold the prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
I don't think I'll be doing that.